right, I think we're ready now. Good evening. I would like to call this meeting to order at 6:02 p.m. We'll begin with our reflection provided by Mr. Johnson, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance by Spring Hill Elementary School.
Please, everyone wouldn't mind standing. And I just want to thank God that the cold weather in Central Florida has ended, and we now have to look forward to a beautiful spring. And let's have a moment of silence and pray that we make the right decisions for our students tonight. Thank you. Hit it.
Okay. Ready? Let's go.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
My name is Amaya Thomas.
Oh, try again. Let's turn that on.
My name is Amaya Thomas. I'm in 5th grade. I go to Spring Hill Elementary, and I represent the House of Positivity.
My name is Liam Williams. I'm in 5th grade. I am safety patrol, and I'm in the House of Respect.
My name is Delaney German. I'm in Safety Patrol and Student Delegate, and I'm in 5th grade, and I represent the House of Optimism.
I'm Easton Clothier, and I'm 5th grade. I represent the House of Loyalty. Who is it?
I'm Vera Wilson of the 5th grade of Spring Hill Elementary. I'm student delegate and safety patrol, and I'm in the House of Positivity.
I'm Naomi Ortiz. I'm safety patrol and student council of Spring Hill Elementary, and I represent the House of Positivity.
My name is Gavin Gosk, and I'm in the House of Optimism, and I'm in 5th grade.
My name is Kylie Gordon, and I am a safety patrol at Spring Hill Elementary, and I rep the House of Wisdom.
My name is Jalen Padron, and my grade is 5th, and I'm safety patrol, and I represent Wisdom.
Thank you, Spring Hill Elementary, for coming out. Students, Safety Patrol, and I think everybody's Safety Patrol. I think I see maybe everybody's Safety Patrol. Excellent. So thank you for coming out. The students will receive a special gift from Chick-fil-A tonight. So thank you for coming out. And parents, thank you for bringing them. We hope you have a good evening. Thank you for coming.
Which house has the best house? Raise your hand if you live in the best house at Spring Hill Elementary. Yeah.
I like the House of Wisdom. That's a good house. House of Wisdom, House of Positivity. All of them were good.
And I wish that we would have brought gold, to have you come to our house today. Yeah.
Miss O'Rourke has some gold in the front office. Usually she makes you take pictures with it when you come in.
Yes, always.
She always makes you take pictures.
It's great. Give them a round of applause, guys. Great job. All right. We'll now have our school spotlight.
Good evening. We are Spring Hill Elementary School, a learning community committed to student success focused on academic achievement, data review, providing fun and engaging instruction, and accelerating the learning of all of our students. We believe in strong partnerships with our families and community stakeholders, and we have been blessed by the support of local organizations in providing school supplies, clothing, and mentorship for our students. We keep open lines of communication with our families and send out reminders and share instructional strategies often. We love to host our families and community partners for events that engage them in the learning process and provide both students and families with exposure to college and career options. Local business owners, first responders, and middle school principals have all shared their wisdom and experience with our students. Our after-school and evening events provide opportunities for local high school students to earn volunteer hours, and these events also allow us to learn more about our families and build relationships. We believe strongly in celebrating student success through positive behavior interventions. We celebrate positive behavior weekly at our Friday morning dance parties. We have monthly events and incentives students can purchase with their Critter Coins, and quarterly pep rallies that celebrate student accomplishments and present opportunities for students to reach goals through literacy and math challenges. We promote community service and involvement through our house challenges. At Spring Hill Elementary, we are focused on literacy. Our media specialist has designed an inviting and interactive space for our students to develop their love of reading, to think critically, and to push themselves to a higher level academically. We even have a grant-funded book vending machine in our media center. At Spring Hill Elementary, we believe in collective efficacy, and our staff works together to do whatever it takes to ensure student success. This includes data analysis, collaborative planning, and ongoing professional development. We provide additional learning supports and opportunities for families to engage in the instructional program and discuss curriculum, standards, and assessment data with their children. Our staff provides just-in-time interventions and accommodations to ensure all of our students can meet their goals every day. Students expect to have daily opportunities to collaborate with their peers, share and justify their thinking, and engage in creative activities. All of this, paired with loving and nurturing teachers and staff, has led to our overall daily attendance rate of 93%. Spring Hill Elementary, thank you. Spring Hill Elementary is a great place for students and staff to learn, build relationships, and meet goals. This is because of our incredible staff, students, and stakeholders. And I am proud of them, I am grateful for them, and I am blessed to work with them every day.
Thank you. And we're going to now have Mr. Pender with a special employee recognition for Spring Hill Elementary. Oh, I apologize. Mr. Ellerman's going to do it.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, Superintendent Pender, honored guests, community members, students, faculty, and staff. At this time, on behalf of the Hernando County School District, I would like to recognize the following Spring Hill Elementary School employees for exemplary service for the district for more than 30 years. As I call your name, please receive your certificate and stay for a group photo. Robert Pitcock, in recognition of 30 years. And Principal Carrie O'Rourke, in recognition of 30 years.
Thank you for your 30 years of service. All right, we'll move on to item number 1, 26-3591, approval to adopt the agenda dated February 10th, 2026. May I have a motion and a second? Any discussion? Please vote. And that motion passes 5-0. Do we have any elected officials in the room who would like to speak tonight? No? Okay. Moving on to item number 2, 26-3592. Student Representative Jasera Abdul Rahim of Springstead High School to share an update of school-related activities and events with the board. Jasera.
Good evening, everyone. Today we're going to start off with a recap of Literacy Week. J.D. Floyd sent in many pictures celebrating with daily activities, family events, and a literature parade. Suncoast Elementary celebrated with Bingo for Books Family Night. Guest readers went to kindergarten through second classrooms to read stories to students. They also celebrated the 100th day of school with many activities geared toward the number 100. EK8's highlights was the literacy parade, and Spring Hill Elementary had a lot of fun and exciting events. Literacy Under the Lights, was a fun event for all of the schools in the county. Each of the high schools in Hernando County showed up with their mascots and represented reading and doing other fun activities with the younger kids. And here is a little collage of PBIS that took place throughout the district. I wanted to highlight some of the school partnerships and cross-schools collaborations. Fox Chapel had a 7th grade intro to business management that had exciting opportunities to participate in the VE prototype competition alongside students from Winding Waters. Chocochatty Elementary and Nature Coast High School. 5th graders recently visited Nature Coast to explore the CTE program, strengthening cross-school career awareness. DS Parent Middle School's Leader in Me students have spent time teaching the 7 habit lessons and reading in classrooms at Eastside, Moton, and Brooksville Elementary. Central High School went to the Florida Commercial Diving Institute, where welding students participated in on-site workforce exploration experiences. And Explorer K-8 and Challenger decided to do a co-hosting Leader in Me, the 7 Habits of Highly Effective Families parent workshop on February 18th. The elementary class also had their science fair over the past few weeks, and congratulations to all the winners. And today is day 2 of Numeracy Week, so look out for photos from your student's school on their social media pages in Parents Square. And then here's just a list of some fun upcoming events. One thing that I definitely wanted to highlight was the Brooksville Elementary School yard sale. That is all. Thank you.
Thank you. Great job. Item number 3, 26-3581, approved proclamation number P26005, recognizing February 2026 as Black History Month. May I have a motion and a second? Any discussion? Please vote. And that motion passes 5-0. Mr. Ellerman.
Good evening, Madam Chair, members of the board, Superintendent Pender, honored guests, community members, students, faculty, and staff. At this time, on behalf of the Hernando County School District, I would like to present a proclamation recognizing February as Black History Month in the Hernando County School District. I preface this proclamation by mentioning that on this day exactly 50 years ago, during the country's bicentennial, President Gerald Ford publicly acknowledged February as Black History Month and encouraged all Americans to read about and seize the opportunity to honor the too often neglected accomplishments of Black Americans in every area of endeavor throughout our history. And without further ado, the proclamation reads, whereas the month of February is set aside each year to honor, celebrate, and remember the struggles, achievements, sacrifices, and contributions Black Americans have made on behalf of the United States of America and the world. And whereas the recognition of Black History Month is an opportune time to salute the achievements of the past gain insight for the present, inspire progress for the future, and teach the children about heroes of color. And whereas the honoring of Black history in America dates back to 1926 and is now recognized and remembered with month-long celebrations to honor and affirm the importance of Black history throughout our American experience. And whereas Black History Month celebrates the achievements of African Americans in the arts, civil rights, education, entertainment, government, history, law, literature, medicine, military, music, politics, science, sports, and other endeavors. And whereas Black educators have played a prominent role in the history of education in Hernando County, serving in every capacity from bus driver to teacher to principal to school board member. And whereas during Black History Month, all Americans are encouraged to reflect on the rich history and teaching of African Americans and bear witness to the progress and achievements they have made throughout our region. Therefore, be it resolved that the Hernando County School Board is pleased to proclaim the month of February 2026 to be Black History Month in Hernando schools, adopted at the regular session of the school board meeting held on this 10th day of February 2026. Alongside us today are representatives from the Black Educators Caucus, Gina Hall, Chair, and Venice Black, Treasurer, who would say a few words.
Good evening. I am Gina Hall, chairperson of the Black Educators Caucus of Hernando County, along with some of our members, which is an affiliate of the Hernando County Teachers Association. Thank you for this honor. As we gather in recognition of Black history, I stand with deep gratitude for the generations whose courage, brilliance, and resilience made this moment possible. This acknowledgement is not just about the past, it is a reminder of the ongoing work to uplift truth, justice, and opportunity for all. Black history is American history. It is a story of innovators, educators, artists, leaders, and everyday people who push forward even when the world pushed back. Their sacrifices opened doors that many of us now walk through, and their legacy calls us to keep those doors open for others. I accept this acknowledgement with humility and with commitment to continue honoring the legacy through service, through advocacy, and through the way we show up for one another. May we keep learning, keep growing, and keep building a future worthy of those who came before us. Thank you.
Thank you. Do you stay for a photo? Can you take a photo?
Okay. Okay.
Moving on to item number 4, 26-3593. Oh, sorry about that. May I have it? I'm sorry, we go back and we'll vote on that. I think I did it ahead of time. I kind of jumped the gun and had us vote, you know, newbie up here. Sorry, guys.
You did vote. Yeah.
We did vote already on it. We voted before he read it, but truly they should have read it and then we voted. I messed up on that. Sorry, guys. All right. Is everybody okay, though? So the motion still passes or the vote is 5-0, correct? Okay, we'll move forward. Thank you. Item number 4, 26-3593, approval of the minutes from the workshop and regular school board meeting of January 27th, 2026. Can I have a motion and a second? Any discussion? Please vote. And that motion carries 5-0. Item number 5, 26-3399, public hearing and final approval of the Neola Policy, Volume 25, Number 2, and policies that include compliance officers by name. This item was tentatively approved at the January 13th, 2026 board workshop. Do we have any white speaker forms? None. Okay. May I have a motion and a second, and then please vote. And that motion passes 5-0. Item number 6, 26-3563. Enter a final order expelling the student in case number E2026-01-03 for the remainder of the 25-26 school year with educational services. Can I have a motion and a second? Please vote. And that passes 5-0. Moving on to item number 7, 26-3564. Enter a final order expelling the student in case number E2026-01-04 for 1 year with educational services. Can I have a motion and a second? And please vote. And that passes 5-0. Moving on to our citizen input on agenda items, green speaker forms. Are there any green speaker forms? Mr. Myers, if you please could read the instructions.
Thank you, Madam Chair. This is an opportunity for the public to address items on the board's agenda for this meeting. The agenda for this meeting is located by the entrance to the boardroom. To speak at this time, you should have already completed a green citizen input speaker form, also located on the tables at the entrance to the boardroom. You should indicate the item or items you wish to address on the citizen input form. Those speakers who wish to address general matters not on the agenda this evening should complete the pink citizen input form. The opportunity to speak on topics not on the agenda will be provided later in the meeting. If you have any attachments you wish to share with the board, please provide them to the board secretary prior to speaking. Each speaker will have 3 minutes during this segment of the agenda. Speakers will be called by number to come forward by the chair. Prior to making your remarks, please state your name and address for the record. Inquiries or comments made during citizen input may be followed up and reported to the board by the superintendent or staff thereafter.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. I'll have speaker number 1, who's speaking on agenda item number 16, approval of a calendar A as recommended by calendar committee. Please state your name for the record.
Kimberly Mulrooney Burksville. I just have some educational questions that I hope maybe y'all can answer. Who is on that committee that chooses the calendar? And I know a lot of times they send it out to the teachers to vote on and stuff like that, or anybody, I guess, whoever works in the district. So I want to know if like teachers, admin, district staff, non-instructional staff on that committee. And is that voting, if they do vote on it, is that information provided to the committee? I was just curious to see like what was chosen and if they did vote on it before it went to the committee. I hope I'm making sense. if they did vote on it, or if they did vote on and said, oh, this is what we prefer, if the committee chooses what they preferred or the other one. Just curious, just educational purposes. So thank you.
I can answer that if you want us to stay. The committee is made up of teachers, just some people from district, a board member. Am I leaving anyone out? And some non-instructional staff. And the committee works on the calendar, and then they do send it out to the teachers, and then they report back and let the committee know which calendar was voted yes or no, and then they provide it to the board. Is that okay? Thank you. Okay, we're going to move on now to the adoption of the consent agenda. Does anyone want to pull items from the consent agenda? That's items number 9 through 18. 9 through 18.
16.
Number 16. Do I have any other items or board members that would like to pull anything? Okay. All right. Item number 16, 26-3513, approval of calendar A as recommended by the calendar committee. I apologize. I'm going to go back and adopt the consent agenda, and then we'll pull that item. May I have a motion and a second? Please vote on adopting the consent agenda with item number 16 removed. And that passes 5-0. Okay, item number 16, 26-3513, approval of calendar A as recommended by the calendar committee. Can I have a motion and a second? All right, and then we're going to discuss. Mr. Johnson?
Yeah, I looked at both calendars, and there's a couple dates in there we could change and end the teachers being in the classroom by May 31st. I'd rather see that than them carry over into June. So for that reason, I don't understand why we didn't get to see it until tonight. I would like to have the calendar changed where the last day for teachers would be the 31st. There's an opening, where there was 2 openings I saw. September 7th was one date we could move up, and there was one other date I lost where we could move it and have the calendar end on May 31st versus June 2nd. I don't care what calendar we look at.
Hi, how are you? I'm Dana Blazek. For those who don't know, I'm the chair of the calendar committee. September 7th is a paid holiday, so it's Labor Day, so we can't add that as a teacher work day. Our 249s have a paid holiday that day, as do our 180s, 186s, and 197s.
But August 3rd is not a holiday, is it?
August 3rd, no, but then that would still only bump one day. You'd still have June 1st because May 31st is Memorial Day.
I still like to bump it. And the other question I had with the professional development days, because it doesn't say in here, are they half days or are they full days off?
So the professional development days, so on the calendar, I don't know if you have a color copy on your screen.
Yes.
The green ones are half days. So August.
You have 3 half days in May, one after another, and we have parents that are complaining. I hear a lot of parents complaining they have to make arrangements for daycare and babysitters. Why couldn't we have one day off and one day full, so you'd have 2 half days instead of that? That's another contention of the half days.
So just to touch on that, so if we condense any days into full days, from half days to full days, the kids would have less than 180 days on the calendar. By law, when I write the calendar, there has to be 180 student days on the calendar, And then if per se a hurricane was to come through or something was to happen, we would then find a way to make up those minutes instead of adding days. But 180 is like the absolute minimum I can put on for students.
But you don't get the number of complaints that we do from parents saying we got 3 half days in a row, and that's a burden on some of these
But
parents.
legally, are you hearing
I
what
got
she's
you.
saying?
I hear what she says legally.
And then as
we
for
could
the
add a
3
day onto it and then end school a day later.
Well, and as for the 3 half days, the 26th, 27th, and 28th of May, and then the 3 at the end of December, 16th, 17th, 18th, that's not up to the calendar committee. That's a separate line in the contract that has been bargained in way before. As long as I've been in this county, I've worked in this county for 20 years. And so that contract has been the same way. That has to go to bargaining. The calendar committee cannot edit those days. It's a separate line in the contract that has to be bargained.
So you have no jurisdiction on those days?
I do not. The jurisdiction of the early release days we do have is the placement of the ones that we use throughout the year for professional development. So that would be August 28th, September 25th, January 29th, and then February 26th. 3 years ago when I started on the calendar committee, we had 6 of those days. We found that to be a lot, so we took away the one in March. And then after we've had the full day of Teachers in Action in October for the last few years, or the beginning of November, it felt silly to have an early release day in October on top of already having a full day for PD, because those 4 half days are used for professional development. Those are recommended by the calendar committee. So what we do when we put them on is just make a recommendation.
They could technically.
I still, the 31st of May.
It's a paid holiday.
Paid holiday.
It's Memorial Day.
So the other half days that she's mentioning, the only way to get out of those was just to make these kids go full day, and then the teachers wouldn't have that professional development time. That would be the only way. And we did reduce the half days by 1 this year.
Yes,
one less.
2 years ago it was 6, last year it was 5, and then this year we're all the way down to 4.
We're down to
That's
4.
something we need to bring back and look at in the contract, because having 3 half days in a row is horrible for the parents. A lot of them find it's a burden to find babysitters. It's a burden for people to take off from work who can't afford it. I'm really this is horrible.
All right, Ms. Rodriguez, you want to add to that?
My problem with ending in May and not going into June at all is for the teachers who have worked here for years and years and years. If they are retiring, if they work 1 day or more in June, let's just say, then we have to pay that month's insurance. So I understand from a financial point of view, Mr. Johnson, what you're saying, but I also would like to keep in mind that the teachers who have put in their pound of salt for all these years, I think that it's unfair for me to take that from them whenever they're going to retire, and then they wouldn't get June for insurance. So in good conscience and good faith, as much as I definitely am fiscally responsible and I want to do what's right when it comes to money, I'm big about savings. I think that there's certain things that that we look at and we have to be ethical about. And so I feel like that wouldn't be fair to take it from them.
Yeah, we also have about 100 to 150 employees, and Mr. Pinder can bear this out, that don't come back, that we lose, that we end up paying the health insurance for, and not from retirement, people that leave the district for one reason or another. But if we're going to go into June, then why not extend it a little further into June to the end of the month, get the 2 days we need, put two full days of professional development, and extend the school year for the kids for 2 days. And then we'd have everything done and end in the same week. It would end on June 4th, not June 2nd. We'd have 2 full days of school, two full days of professional development, and 2 extra days for the kids. And that would make less of a burden on our on our parents.
You're
and,
saying
and the
extend.
voters.
You're saying extend the.
Yeah, extend it.
Extend the school year.
It's good. Extend the school year to the 4th. Add 2 more days to the end of the school year, and take 4 of these half days and turn them into two full days of professional development.
Ms.
That
Duvall
would
wants
be
to
easier
chime
on
in,
the
too.
parents.
She wants to chime in really quick.
That's a no for me.
I'm calling for a vote, please.
I'm almost finished with my comments.
Okay, go ahead.
But I
So just referring back to what you just said, that came up recently. We've talked with a couple of district people, and we understand the need for full PD days, because like this year we needed a 3-hour scaffolding training in elementary. At least it might have been in secondary as well, but I know we got it in elementary. And the early release days throughout the school year loaned itself to that. If we were to as someone who's worked in elementary and just in the district for 20 years, if you were to push the school year back 2 days just to have it for 2 more days after Memorial Day, you would see a terrible lack of attendance. Because
But you have a lack of attendance on half days because
I work in elementary. We do not. Our kids come. They are there. They can't babysit themselves. And then if you extend the teacher year by 2 more days, that's a negotiation of the contract. The teachers are 197s. So on this calendar, there are 191 days highlighted, and the other 6 days that are not highlighted are paid holidays. So that would have to be negotiated as well, because we are 197s.
And just for the record, I don't have a problem having this discussion for a few minutes. I think it's important, especially if an official up here is asking questions and they want to know and they're concerned. By all means, I think all of us should have a voice and be able to be heard, just like I expect you guys to all be heard as well whenever you come up. So no, I wouldn't say if it were me as chair, let's vote. I don't think that that's fair. I think that if he has reasons for how he feels, he should be able to be heard.
Do we want to bring this back another time, or do we have more questions?
oh, it doesn't sound like I'm going to get anywhere, so I'd rather not.
What would the rest of the board like to do? Do you need?
I like to hear
any
what
more
you have to
further
say. It doesn't mean I always
discussion?
agree, but I do think you should be heard out. I don't agree with what you're saying, but it doesn't mean you're right or wrong.
I
It just means
think
we have
that
difference of
3
opinion.
half days in a row for the parents in this county is awful hard for them as far as to either taking time off work or finding a babysitter for 3 days for a lot of families who can't find it.
Well,
There's another way that could be arranged and split those days up, maybe in the middle of the one here, one there. I don't know, but I think it's a burden on the families of this county.
And I
The
really hear what
dates,
you're
yeah.
saying, but like, I'm sorry.
The dates in December, though, are non-negotiable,
The one
right?
in December and May they're separate. They
They're-
have nothing to
right.
do with the calendar committee. I can't touch them even if I wanted to.
So
And to
that's
be
up to
fair,
the
we've
union
actually
thing,
used those as
Mr.
hurricane
Johnson.
makeup days a few times as well. The ones in December have been used for hurricane makeup minutes, which have those days wind up becoming full days. This year we did not. Knock on wood, we don't have any more hurricanes for a long time.
But
We have used them in the past for that. So it's not that we've never extended those days to full days. It's just had to be for makeup minutes.
Let me
like
ask
making up the
this,
minutes.
what Mr. Johnson's proposing, I don't see a resolution to what he's asking. Do you? If there's a way right now.
I can't resolve it. As the calendar committee chair, I can't resolve the 3 half days at the end of each
I would have
semester.
appreciated this coming to a workshop so we could have looked at it before this.
All you have to do is invite me to the workshop. I've never been invited to the workshop. I'm here on my own time for free.
I realize we can't change things right now, but I'm not happy with 3 half days in a row.
What
I
do
get
you- what do you
complaints from
propose?
parents.
What do you propose?
They should be broken up either a week apart, 2 weeks apart, a month apart, not in a row.
But they
That
can't,
is the problem.
they can't be broken up now. It's a negotiated issue. It's in the contract. It would have to be
For
talked about at the table. Those
So then
3
for-
days.
for next year, we should look at separating those 3 half days, because I think it's a waste. A lot of parents tell me they want to keep the kids out because
It would
they
have to
don't
be
do
for the
anything for a while.
following year, not next
Let's
year.
con- let's- let's-
27, 28.
Let's vote on it.
Okay, so.
Any more questions?
Yes,
Board?
I do.
Okay.
So he's
Mr.
asking
Rodriguez.
for next year for us to relook at this and separate the 3 days.
So those 3 days, again, would have to go through the bargaining table.
That's right.
Just because it's a separate contract line, the only portion, I'm sorry, go ahead.
That's okay. So what I'm saying is, I'm proposing that at this moment, there's nothing more to do. I don't see a way that we could rectify anything that would.
I don't either, so let's go ahead and vote on it.
But what he's asking for the board is for next year for us to look at this and be able to workshop it and at least have conversation.
And I'd like to have that conversation before it comes to a vote.
Well, that's never happened, and as far as I know, it's never come to a workshop, but we can bring it to a workshop. That's just never been our process to bring it to a workshop.
This is a very important issue.
I think if I'm hearing how he feels, I think he's saying he's getting feedback from parents possibly on the 3 days being so close together, being half day, that is cumbersome and it presents a hardship on the parents, if
It
I'm
does.
hearing him right. So I don't think that we couldn't discuss that for next year and possibly spread those into a little different, instead of stacked on top of each other.
Yeah, so again, as Mr. Pinder was saying, it has to be negotiated.
Yes.
And I can't say much
that
more as the bargaining chair. It's
Yes,
like,
so
it's
that
just a thin line, so.
So that process, our superintendent can see about
So-
next year, and we can go from there. But for
Because
now,
we have a lot of parents who, when they don't work, don't get paid. They don't have the luxury of getting paid days off. And that presents a hardship on them, and it's just not right.
Okay.
Oh, let us go to a vote, please.
All right. We can vote, please.
And then, real fast, sorry, it's
Hold on, let me read the vote. Okay, that passed 4-1.
okay. Also, what we didn't discuss was for the grading, for when it comes to the semester, the way that the semesters end, separating them. I don't know if it does any good for the end of semester grading. So we have to also consider that.
So right now it does not. So those 3 half days end the semester, and then we have a teacher professional day, the first day back from break, and they're just doing grades. All the work should be done, minus students being absent before break. We did that a couple times. I was not the calendar committee person, but earlier in my teaching career, there was a couple times when the second semester dipped into January, and that was the complaint, was it was a broken semester.
Yeah, so we should be mindful of that next year if we do look at anything.
Yes.
So let's keep that in mind.
Perfect.
And thank you for all that you do.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
for the
you.
time you give.
Thank you. Okay. Now we'll move on to our citizen input on general topics, pink speaker forms, 26-3595. Citizen input on Hernando County school issues on which the school board customarily takes action, pink form. Are there any pink forms? Yes. And Mr. Myers, if you could please read the instructions
Sure.
for this item.
This is the opportunity for the public to address any general topic of relevance to the operation of Hernando County Schools. To speak at this time, you should have already completed a pink citizen input speaker form located at the tables at the entrance to the boardroom. If you have any attachments you wish to share with the board, please provide them to the board secretary prior to speaking. Each speaker will have 3 minutes during this segment of the agenda. Speakers will be called by number to come forward by the chair. Prior to making your remarks, please state your name and address for the record. Inquiries or comments made during citizen input may be followed upon with the speaker and reported to the board by the superintendent or staff thereafter. Although the board encourages citizen participation, please understand that no immediate action will be taken on items presented during the public comment portion of the meeting. If follow-up by board action is required, then the matter may be placed on the agenda at a subsequent meeting in accordance with school board policy.
Thank you, Mr. Myers. I'll have pink speaker form number 1, please.
Good evening, board. My name is Melinda Cook. I live in Brooksville, Florida. I am in my current 23rd year teaching here in Hernando County. I've been a member of HCTA since day one, and I have been on the exec board in some capacity for at least 15 years, but I am speaking as an individual. So as you have heard, we have come to impasse, and even I had to Google the last time that we came to impasse. And the articles that I could find online were from 1995 and 1997. But we're going to talk about 1995. So 1995, when a gallon of gas was $1, Toy Story had just come out in theaters. DVDs were invented. And just for context, I was starting my senior year of Hernando High School with Dr. Foster as my humanities teacher. And I was working on the underclassmen section of the yearbook under Patrick Skipper. And now we're here 31 years later. We're looking at gas being triple the amount per gallon. Most movies are going straight to streaming, and DVDs are now considered retro, which hurts my heart a little bit. So the article that I found was from October 27th, 1995, and it states that the offer from the district at that time was a one-time lump sum of $250. To quote the article, this is what I found was interesting. They, meaning the teachers, say that they feel that they are low on the board's list of priorities because the board included no money for raises in the 95-96 budget. Does that sound familiar? It's been 31 years. And the same sad line, admitting to not valuing the people who actually keep this district running, is being used. 31 years, and we're still not budgeting for the people who are in our schools with our students each and every day. The district has spent money to hire an outside service to try to lure families back to the schools, but they won't spend the money to keep highly qualified, certified teachers in the classroom. We may get a few kids back, but if teachers continue to leave for financial reasons and the perceived disrespect, who will be there to teach those students?
Thank you. And just for the record, we're not at impasse yet. Paperwork has not been filed and submitted to us yet, just for the record. Okay, I'm moving on to speaker number 2.
Hi, my name is Gracie Maroney. As most of you know, I'm in 5th grade at CK Challenger. I just want to talk about how difficult it is not being able to check out or have a 1-to-1 device to bring at home like when we used to. I was out sick for the last week for 3.5 days. I tried to get on iRaid, but was unable to get in. I used three different devices without no luck. One device wouldn't bring up my apps. 2, one was blank, just a complete blank screen, and 1 said unknown username password. This makes it difficult to make up work and plus to keep on going current work that I had to make up. Worked on computer stuff while I was sick. Please revisit the 1-to-1 device. If a student has been sick out or needs to make up work, they can check out a laptop from classes. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 3.
All right, Kimberly Maroney, Brooksville. I just want to, that was stressful last week. She was severely sick. It went through the whole house. She was out for 3.5 days. Normally, this kid never misses a day. But she wanted to keep up on some of her iReady and some of her computer work, and unfortunately, it would not let her on any of the devices. So we need to revisit that. And my understanding when we did have the 1-to-1 devices, it was actually the middle schoolers that were destroying them more than elementary and high school. I'm not saying bringing them home every day because that's a pain in the tuchus, but when it's needed, they can check it out for makeup work when they're out sick for that long. It would just be very, very helpful because she wasn't able to get on it at all. Anyways, that's that. I just want to say happy Black History Month. I love this time of year where I can teach my kids and kind of go back and what I learned and watch the same things. I have this VHS tape, which we don't have a VCR anymore, which I wish I could show them, of Martin Luther King. So it's really an awesome time where we get to learn so many different things. Congratulations on being Shelby, right, for Steel Magnolias?
I am Truby.
Oh, Truby. I'm sorry. It's okay. I couldn't remember. I know I read it, but I'm excited to see it. I'm going to take Gracie because I think it's going to be an amazing thing to see. It's one of my favorite movies. Real quick, I want to backtrack to teachers. One of my ideas is making a supplement and not a bonus, because when you make it a bonus, it taxes them higher. Maybe we can start there with a little bit more to negotiation. And 31 years, we still haven't changed. Wow, that's crazy. I also want to know why we need 15 people in HR. That's quite astronomical to me. Agenda items, when they're pulled, I find it a little frustrating and not trying to be negative, but I come up here and I ask the questions, no problem. And then I see it's pulled, or then somebody pulls it, and then I'm like, well, now I have more questions. So that if maybe we can, like, if it's going to be pulled, maybe have that comment for it after the fact it's talked about, or if it's not going to be pulled, somehow maybe we can figure that out. The schools aren't babysitters. What do parents do on summer break, winter break, spring break? I work too. My husband works. We both work full-time jobs. We figure it out. We do it. We go work on opposite ends so that way there is somebody there for the kids. Unfortunately, they're not babysitters. They're there to teach our kids. I get the stress of it. I've been there, but we figured it out. That's what we have to do as parents. We're there to parent and not to have the schools babysit our kids. But thank you. Have a great night.
Thank you. Speaker number 4.
Hey, did I get this on? It's me? Okay, it's me, Misty Lashot. I'm back. Hey. I'm going to repeat some stuff that I've repeated before, and it's okay. I have been a teacher in this county for over 20 years. I was a parent, and she's graduated. She may be the first astronaut from our county. And I was a student in this county, so I've been here when we've had the 3 half days since 1989, but that's not why I'm speaking. I wanted to give it my all in this speech, but I'm just going to give it my some, because as we have heard before, something is better than nothing. This wise man who said this used to sit on my side of the bargaining table, but he traded his long hair and his values for a suit and a bigger paycheck. I am aware saying this will probably put me in hot water. I'm okay with it because it means I am being my true self. I understand we're in a budget crisis. I understand the best you can do is $470 and a $700 bonus that will be highly taxed. If it's a supplement, it gets highly taxed as well. I've been without money my whole life, honestly, and I can do it again. One more day is not a big deal. I'm still going to be here for the kids. I'll show up every day. It's fine. Okay, I actually make less this year than I did the year before because of position changes. I just want us to be honest and transparent in front of the kids. We are role models, and to say that we didn't say something that we blatantly said in a meeting is not okay in this county. We want to raise good, honest, true kids, and we want them to be good people, and we need to model that. So I'm sorry I didn't give my all, but something is better than nothing.
Thank you. All right, speaker number 5. Ooh, okay, she chooses to pass. All right, speaker number 6.
Good evening. Lisa Masario, Brooksville, Florida. Tonight I am speaking as president of Hernando Classroom Teachers Association, and I wanted to, echo the sentiments, Mr. Johnson, you started the meeting with. We hope that we will be blessed with making decisions in the best interest of our students, and that really resonated with me, because what we are experiencing right now with employees is this feeling of not being valued, right? And that is something that ultimately undermines whether or not we have the ability to make decisions in the best interest of students, right? So I really hope that we all follow Mr. Johnson's advice, and we think about that in every decision that we're making, and in every dollar we're spending, frankly. Every dollar we're spending, that should be the focus, because we want what's best for our students in our schools. I want what's best for my kid in our classrooms, right? And I know parents feel the same. So if we have that mindset of every dollar we spend in this district, we're going to keep at the forefront, how does this benefit our students? How does this benefit my children? Then there's no doubt we'll be on the same page, because we would be putting at the forefront having certified, qualified teachers in every classroom and keeping them there. So tonight's agenda, I could have spoken on a green form, but I decided to do pink so that I could cover all of those, because tonight's agenda actually represents a time where we had more people coming into the district than leaving. So last time I spoke on the green form, I talked about more people leaving than staying, or more people leaving than we recruited. So tonight's agenda shows something different, but it also shows that was from last month in January. And at least one of those people doesn't work here anymore. That's how short the tenure was working in Hernando County. We have to take that very seriously. We're approaching a crisis level when it comes to employee retention. And the other aspect, other than anything compensation related, is employees need to be heard. We want to be heard. That's a way that you value us, because we are individuals who went into this with an intellectual capability. That's our greatest asset. That's what we offer to our students in our classrooms. So if we're not harnessing that by listening to employees and listening when we need to be heard, when concerns are being raised, that they are received in a way that values that person coming forward in the first place, because they are dealt with in a timely manner. That's what we need to see as an improvement right now. Thank you.
Thank you. Speaker number 7.
Hi, good evening, board members. Tina Vieira. I live in Brooksville, Florida, Weeki Wachee, whichever one you want to call it. Really hard to follow up like everybody else that's been up here, but I come with the same sentiments. We really need to start looking at valuing our educators. I'm really concerned that educators are eventually going to start walking away, and it's going to be happening more and more. And it's not going to be because they stop caring. It's going to be because at some point the desire to stay is going to be outweighed by the need to be valued. If we continue to ask teachers to sacrifice to choose sacrifice over sustainability, we are going to continue to lose them. And with them, we're going to lose the strength of our entire system. Programs are going to weaken, mentorship is going to weaken, students are going to lose the very people that are in front of them day in and day out building this machine that we have created here. So I urge you to really consider some of these things that are being said today, especially in light of the fact that we may not be in PASS, but we're supposed to go to it. Somebody else said that they had to Google when we did it. I had to Google what it meant because I don't even know. But the reality is, from my understanding, it's that somebody else is going to decide our worth who doesn't have a clue what we do. I invite all of you to come and shadow me and see all of the things that I do. See my tireless, my endless list of tasks that I have to do as an educator in this district. And understand that there are so many opportunities afforded to me every single day where I will be valued, I will be respected, and I will be acknowledged as an intellectual person, and I will be compensated for that. So we have to be creative in how we're spending our money, and if that means that we have to find other avenues where we can cut things so we can compensate the people that are impacting children and their education, then that's what we're doing, because the reality is you can't put students first if you don't put teachers first. You can't have students be the focal point of our system when you're not worried about who is in front of them and who is putting the information into their mind and making sure that they are getting a quality education. And just some food for thought, that cardstock and color ink is pretty costly, so that might be somewhere we could cut.
Thank you. Speaker number 8.
My name's Kathleen Robinson, and I am a transportation employee, Spring Hill. First of all, I have 3 things, and I'm going to say it really quick because I want to get it all in. The word touch in our rules and regulations, it's got to be specified, because I'm going to tell you that every day that I get on my bus to deal with my elementary, I have to touch them. I have to wipe their face. They've got green boogies hanging out of their face, and they're wiping it all on the windows and on the chairs, and if they're not eating, that's another thing. I'm cleaning their faces. They're hugging me. I mean, you have to touch them. And when a bus driver gets accused of touching because some child goes home and says to their parent, oh, well, the bus driver or the attendant touched, well, the parent doesn't say, in what manner? What do you mean touch? They just freak out. Oh, she's touching the child. Oh, we all touch. When they get on the bus, we touch. I'm large, okay? I'm hippie. So when I get on, I'm touching everybody as I'm going down the aisle. There's no way that I can't touch them, and if they're not reaching out to touch me, I'm reaching to, acknowledge them. We have got to specify that word, if that is the right way to say it. We've got to change that wording because it makes it it's a big open thing, touch. What do you mean? Because if somebody asked me, did I touch a kid and I was going up in front of the panel, I would say, in what manner are you speaking of? Because we all touch. Number 2, when are we going to build some schools? I mean, we need some schools, people. We've got the east area of Hernando growing like mad. That place over there by Mc something another is like 850 developments are going to go in there. And almost every week I get a child off of Kittinger over by the Walmart distribution center. And we're not going to be able to handle it. We need to have another school so that those kids can go to another school, and we have one elementary, and we need a high school and a middle school. Your area is growing. We need to acknowledge that. And the third thing is, sometimes coming from another county, another place, another state, I tend to look at differences. And I don't think that Florida school system treats their employees very nicely. I don't think that they look at them as equal. I don't know, you know the old saying of, how do they say it, trickle-down theory? I think that what happens up there comes down on us, and it's not kind. And they need to realize that without all of us, teachers, transportation, maintenance, you wouldn't have a job.
Thank you. And that concludes our citizen input. General Counsel, Mr. Myers, do you have any closing comments?
Yeah, I guess I do. I'll try to keep it short, but since there's been some discussion about bargaining, let me sort of explain like the foundational principle in public sector collective bargaining is that two parties are expected to bargain in good faith. But if the parties are deadlocked, there's an obligation, there has to be a contract approved, otherwise it throws things in complete disarray. So if there is a deadlock, then the only option is to go to impasse. And either party can declare impasse. The way it works is there has to be something in writing submitted by the party declaring an impasse. It gets submitted to the Public Employee Relations Commission and also to the other side. But if, like I say, if the parties are deadlocked, you have no choice but to go to impasse because you have a legal obligation to enter into some sort of agreement at some point in time during the contract period.
Thank you for that clarification. All right, we're actually going to start with Ms. Duval tonight for closing comments. None? Ms. Bonzik?
Thank you all for coming out. I appreciate all of you guys getting up here and talking. We do hear you. We are trying. And I wish you all a good night.
Sarah?
I wanted to thank you all for coming out and speaking. I also did want to quickly mention the fact that the Cinderella Boutique is open over by the new West Side. It's actually very wonderful there. I would go if you're in need of any sort of dress or any sort of formal wear. They also have men's attire. Have a lovely evening, guys.
That's the Hernando County Education Foundation over West Side.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you. Mr. Johnson?
Yep. Yeah. This afternoon, we had some interesting discussions. If you have a chance, you should look up the workshops. In two separate areas, we were talking about establishing AI guidelines to advance our school district into the unknown, where AI can be used in the classrooms and what guidelines we need to have to protect our systems and to help the students grow rather than to use it as a crutch to get over, if you know what I'm talking about. You know, plagiarism and whatnot. Use it as a research tool, use it as an educational tool. And to that end, we were also talking about Eastside Elementary. Somebody mentioned about the overcrowding. I have been trying to get a high school and a middle school out in the east end of the county for God knows how long. And if you think about it, I'm in District 1, which is on the other side. I live in Timber Pines. I'm by Spring Hill Drive in 19, but I see the need. And one of the things we're considering and we're looking into and probably is going to happen in the very near future is Eastside's going to be converted into a K-8 with an emphasis on aerospace industry and leadership development. It's going to be a very unique opportunity, and we hope it grows. We're hoping that it takes up some of the space and retains some of those students we know we're losing when they leave the K-5s and they go into the middle schools, where the parents are looking for a better education for their children. I don't blame the parents, but we have to do a better job, and we're trying to do a better job. So we're creating an environment where we're going to look at outer space through aerospace development, and we're going to go into the unknown with AI and try to stay ahead of the curve and keep our students and have them engaged and get the knowledge they need for those jobs that we have no clue what they're going to be. I don't think anybody in this room has a clue what they're going to be. So we are looking to the future. We do look after the children. These are things we can do that are not as costly as it sounds. Right now, or last year I should say, I don't know what the current rate is, we were spending about $100,000 a year for fuel to transport the students that live in east side of the county to Hernando High School and Parrott Middle, I'm sorry. If we can cut that transportation in half, we can save a ton of money. And we can save an hour and a half a day of these kids being on a bus, which is ridiculous. So we're looking at ways to solve these problems. So yes, we do care about the kids. They come first, and that's what we're trying to accomplish. We have goals in mind. And we really do try our best. You know, there's only so many pennies in a dollar, and we're doing our best to make it all work out. And some of the, yes, there are ways we can save money in other areas. I agree with that. That program for student retention, there's no expense if they don't bring anybody in. It's basically if they bring a student back into the fold, then they get rewarded. So it's not costing us for doing nothing. I don't necessarily agree with it. Maybe that's something we should be doing internally, in my mind. Board made a decision, and I'm 1 of 5. The board made it, I'll stand by it. Other than that, I wish everybody a good night, and as I said earlier, thank God the cold weather is gone. We can now get into the beautiful weather we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you. Ms. Rodriguez?
So, I hear everything everyone is saying. I always listen, and I agree. I think that teachers are the foundation. Without teachers, we'd have no district. Without a district, we have no schools. So teachers are at the top, and I feel that we work for you, and I'll always feel that way. And I feel you guys wear a lot of hats, and you do a lot of things above and beyond, and I don't know how you do it. Truly, I don't. I think it's angels out there that are doing this job. So I just want to make it clear that your value is not up for debate with me. It's us versus the math, not board versus the teachers. And I know it seems to be like 5 of us hold your future in our hands. We're the ones that can say yes or no. I wish it was that easy. I really do. So I just want to be very clear that you know that the teachers are the single most important investment that this district makes. Student success rises and falls with the people in the classroom. So I agree completely and wholeheartedly with you. It's not a reflection of your worth. It's just a limitation of the dollars legally and that are practically available to us. A little over half of a term that I've been on this board to untangle finances and to be able to be robust where it matters, that's not a lot to work with. So I just want you to know that I am here for you, and I will fight for you, and I will continue to try to do everything in my power that would be correct and that would be right. So, and thank you for everything that each of you do for our students and our children of this county. So thank you. And thank you for everyone who comes out tonight and shows your support, that speaks, whether it be any of us agreeing or disagreeing, your voice does matter. And that's what this country is made of, that we're able to have a voice, and that means a lot. And for Black History Month, I am very honored and very proud to be able to celebrate that. And thank you guys for all that you do and for coming here tonight and supporting us as well. That means a lot. So I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. God bless each and every one of you, and have a wonderful and safe trip home. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Rodriguez. Mr. Pender?
Yes, I did want to mention, Jazeera mentioned it, but this week is Numeracy Week. Numeracy, I mean, numbers. So a couple weeks ago, it was Literacy Week. So I want to make sure that we're celebrating, as a former math teacher, Numeracy Week, as well. So I want to put that out there into the universe that this is Numeracy. We're celebrating Numeracy Week. And also, Jazera mentioned the Ed Foundation. We were there for their grand opening. The Tools for Teachers store is back open. The bus, I think, is ready to start traveling back to schools. It was closed during their moving from one building to another. And that, what is it called, the shop? The
Cinderella's
Cinderella
Boutique.
is really not just Cinderella. There's a rack of guys' clothes in there too, among the 15 racks of gowns and stuff. No, there is quite a few. When I looked, I was surprised at for the guys. There is a lot of opportunities for them too. So if you're in need of that, please contact the foundation, and don't forget about the foundation for teacher grants. And student scholarships. We're coming up to the part where seniors are going to be looking at scholarships towards the end of the year. There is a lot of scholarships on the foundation website that are not difficult to get. You know, if it takes an hour and you can get $500, that's a pretty good hourly wage. So apply for those scholarships and use them, because some of them go unused at the end of the year. Hope everyone has a great evening. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Pender. I do have a question. When Gracie came up and asked about the one-to-one device, is there availability for the students there's not for them to rent them out or to check them out? Because I thought we had the option that they could check them out if needed.
We pulled them back, and they're in the classrooms, and then they remained one-to-one for high school. And there's not enough to have them in the classrooms and be able to check them out at the same time.
Mrs. Hawkins,
I thought but I thought that they were able.
If they're broken, there's like this. I think they can go trade one in for another one.
But I mean, in elementary, if they had a need.
I'm not aware of them being able. Lisa,
no.
Are you aware? I'm not aware of that.
But I do want to say, hold on,
Ms. Rodriguez.
I do want to say, I think that if I'm hearing you right, Gracie, it's not a fact that she didn't have a device. I think you tried 2 or 3 devices.
She wasn't able to get
in.
in.
Were not able to get on, and
Yeah.
right.
So with that problem, we can troubleshoot that so that in the future on your device you can get on. We can look at that and see, because you should be able to sign in to the single sign-on from home on your device and get to that part that you wanted, which I assume is some iReady work and things like that. But most of the work for makeup you'd have to still get from the school. But you could do something if you felt like it when you're sick.
Well, it would be nice if we had a few in the media center that kids could check out. I don't know what
My
stash.
My children can get on our own devices, and we can still see everything and catch up on work. So, Mrs. Maroney, is it a mobile device? Can you bring it here, or is it?
It was 2 different computers she tried.
Are they laptops?
And it was a tablet.
Okay.
They have enough in the classroom. They have enough for all
But the ones that you
Yeah.
have that you cannot
At
get
home,
on
yeah.
at home, we're able to get on ours. So what I would like to do is make sure we put you with somebody, and you could bring that device here, and that we could,
Set it up.
For the future, right?
yeah, so that you're not in this position again.
Right,
Not
Mr.
your
Johnson?
school computer. We're
Not
talking
your
about
school
your
computer, your
personal.
personal.
Your personal, because my children don't take them home either. They can't. We use personal, and we're able to get on. So I'd like to rectify that problem with you bringing it in and us being able to get that fixed for you.
Mr. Johnson, real quick.
Yeah, I don't know what the availability is, but I know that if people get in touch with the Hernando Computer Club, at times they have devices for people in need.
Okay.
And they can supply them. They've supplied them to the school in the past in different organizations. I don't know. I don't have their contact information, but I do know that they refurbish computers and make them available to students.
Mr. Pender, you had more?
And you don't necessarily have to bring the computer in here. You can bring it to CK8, and then they can work.
Help you troubleshoot.
They can help you troubleshoot getting on your device if you want to, or call, and they may be able to do it over the phone. Yeah. Yeah, you can call over the phone. They might be able to walk you through it.
Thank you. And I also want to add that I inquired about the color ink also, and was told that it's one price, whether you use color or black ink. When we're printing here, the price is the same. I'm not sure about the cardstock, but I did ask about the colored copies. The cost.
The copy machine that you use to print color costs more to rent that copy machine, but it's the same
price
once you
print
rent it.
So I guess we have a colored one here at District, and it's the same price if we print colored or black on
I'm
that
not sure
copy
of
machine.
the question.
So the question was,
Save money
by not printing in color.
Okay.
We could save money by not printing in color.
I had asked
And I
about
asked
that as well.
before, and that's
and
what I was told.
The money was.
But I can look into it a little bit further. Yeah. We can do that too. All right. Thank you. So in writing I wanted to write because I was so compelled with everything that's going on in really the world. And I wrote this a couple of times, and then so hopefully I won't make it too long. So just wanted to say, as we approach Valentine's Day, it's a reminder that love often shows up in quiet, consistent ways, especially in our schools. Our teachers demonstrate that love every day through their dedication to students, their professionalism, and the commitment to their profession, and all that's asked of them. As we close tonight, I want to acknowledge that the reality of this world around us, our country feels deeply divided at times, and those divisions find their way in our communities and in our classroom. In that climate, it's important to recognize the challenges our educators are facing. Too often, our teachers are targeted or spoken about in ways that overlook the care and the effort they bring to our students every single day. And that saddens me, and it's intolerable. Shouldn't be tolerated. When this continues, it makes a divide between our community. We are here for our students. We are here for our teachers, staff, and families. While we may not always agree on every issue, we share a common responsibility to ensure every child in Hernando County has the opportunity to learn, feel safe, and succeed. Thank you for our educators, our families, and the community. Have a good night. And this meeting is adjourned at 7.
Don't adjourn yet.
Okay.
Last thing.
This meeting's almost adjourned. Ms. Rodriguez has one more comment.
So with this being Numeracy Week, I would be remiss if I did not say that I feel that our superintendent being new in this position as well, I feel a lot of this is him having to untangle things in the past, and we're having to revamp and structure. So I think that from the conversations I have been having with him, he's working towards that. Hopefully, as we continue to move forward, things will not be like they are now, and we're going to see a significant difference. But it takes a little bit of time. So him coming in right now, from everything that I'm seeing and what we're trying to do is do things that we've not done in the past, and we're trying to make it better to where we will not be in this position. So thank you, guys.
Thank you. And with that, our meeting is adjourned at 7:20 p.m. Thank you.